Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. So today I'd like to go over some things with my channel and just to talk to you. I hope you enjoy this little video. It's probably going to be me trying to stumble around, trying to figure out what to say. Luckily I have a list of things that I would like to mention. Hopefully it'll go smooth, because if everything goes okay, I'd like this to be the video on my main page. One thing that I would like to point out is something that you might have not noticed about my channel is that I actually have playlists. I'm going to go briefly through my playlist to kind of describe what each playlist is about. The first one I'm going to go over is reviews. That's a fairly new playlist that I've added, and that's basically all my other videos are improvised and like kind of just my impressions while I'm playing it at the time. Like nothing's like scripted or anything like that. Well, the reviews are scripted, and the games are actually reviewed from a scale of 1 to 10. I think that's fair. I'm not doing 1 to 100 or 1 to 5 scale. I think 10's a pretty fair way of judging a game. And again, that's just my opinion. Some games I like that you might not like, and vice versa. Currently there's only one video, and by the way, this video is being filmed August 27th, 2012, but there's probably a day on the bottom of this video, so you probably already know that. Now, to the next playlist I currently have is the Snatcher playthrough. That's me playing Snatcher start to finish. There's also a video of the actual pamphlet, which actually had a comic book. It's legible. You actually can read it and stuff like that, and basically see what the packaging looks like. I'm fully aware that's a rare game, and I was super excited to play it again. And it's a game I think everybody should experience, whether you like it or not. I think it's an important game, and it's a shame it didn't sell well. I think it's one of my favorite personal games. I apologize for cars driving by, but that's guerrilla filmmaking for you. But now, as far as playlist goes, this is something else I kind of touched on briefly in other videos. When it comes to playlists going forward, I'm not going to just say I'm going to do a playlist unless I change my mind, but I'm kind of on this stance right now. Because when I was doing the Snatcher playlist, there was a lot of pressure to keep on putting out the videos, keep on playing Snatcher, and like having commentary at the same time when I wanted to play other games. I'm one of those people that I'm not really good at just sticking to one game. I like to play a lot of different games at one time, so it's hard for me to like just stick to one game and not want to try something else. Like, I have different kind of moods for what I'm into, so as much as I love Snatcher, that playthrough and being able to do it and doing it in a timely manner was super stressful, and that's kind of why that after I think part 9 there was no commentary after it, because I was just trying to go through the motions and put the video up. Now, I might add commentary on it later on. Of course, it won't be the same thing as playing it and putting the commentary, but I'll add commentary while watching it. I guess more like Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of thing. Somebody else made it, even though I made it, but by the time, like, if I ever get the commentary, and I'm not promising anything, like, and if you guys really want it, let me know, because that's that whole community aspect, and I might make it more of a priority. But as of right now, I can't guarantee if I'll ever do it. But if I go back, I might add commentary to it. One thing I might do in general, though, is add an ending to that playthrough, like a whole overview of how I felt or all that stuff. May or may not happen, but I've really been debating that. But as far as playthroughs go in the future, they won't initially be playthroughs. For instance, as of this recording right now, I'm playing Resident Evil 2, and I'm playing it a little bit like at a time, like and I don't know if I'll finish the game. Pretty much, if I keep on adding videos and I get to the point where I finish it, then it'll turn into a playthrough. But as of right now, it's just basically my impressions of the video, and if there's a second part of it, it's basically just extended impressions of the later parts of the game, because sometimes, well, all the time really, in 10 minutes you really can't cover a whole game. You know, you might want to show somebody something that's further in the game, but it would take way too long to show, so that's pretty much why, like, I'm kind of right now, like, playing through it, but if I get to the end and finish it, it'll eventually become a playthrough, and that's how I'm going to do playthroughs from now on. I don't want to make promises about stuff, because I might lose interest, I might get caught into something else, so it'll gradually transform into a playthrough if it goes to the end of the game. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but that's pretty much how it is. I can't promise playthroughs right now. It's just too much stress and pressure, and it kind of takes the fun out of it for me a little bit. Now, we also have Mikey Talks. This would be considered a Mikey Talk video. I'm talking to you, usually about the channel or video game related stuff, but it could, like, basically, potentially be anything. So that's basically what that is. And then there's Mikey's Home Video and Tour Guides. I'm from here, Richmond, Virginia, United States. I like this area very much, and there's places that are special to me, places I like to visit, places that are important to me, places that I like to go through to gather my thoughts and stuff like that. And there's places that I would like to share with other people that aren't familiar with Richmond. And surprisingly, there are a lot of people that aren't familiar with Richmond or Virginia in general, which is kind of interesting, because, like, I know, like, family out of town and stuff like that thinks I live out in the country, and it's not like that at all. I mean, it's not like Los Angeles or New York. There's a lot of cool places, and we do have our own city with actual buildings and stuff like that. There's really cool areas to visit, and I would like to share some of those places with you. Again, I'm not going to ever give you a guaranteed time of any of this or any promises, but that's what that area is for. It's also tour guide service, which basically just means it's not only Richmond, I have videos of, like, visiting Key West and stuff like that, not on me, but maybe at some point I'd like to add that. It's basically videos of where I travel or where I would like to go to share with you guys, and basically that's what it is. And I also put home movies, like, with friends and stuff like that, because family and friends watch these videos too, and it's for them, so it might not be your cup of tea. I kind of compressed, like, the tour guide videos and the home videos together, because there's not a lot of both of them, so putting them together kind of made the playlist an actual playlist instead of, like, 2 videos. So yeah, like, if I get a lot of tour guide videos or home videos, like, I'll eventually split them up and there'll be, like, 2 playlists. Alright, moving forward, after that, we have contemporary games. My opinion are temporary games are, like, anything that comes out after 1996, pretty much the 32-bit generation and beyond, like PlayStation, Neo Geo, Sega Saturn, like Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, to contemporary games, what we're playing now, basically. And then there's 16-bit games, which is pretty much like anything new that came out, any console that was new that came out after, like, 1989. And this includes arcade games, and that's like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. I'm gonna, even though the Game Boy's technically 32-bit, I'm putting that in there. Just like the TurboGrafx 16 was kind of more of an 8-bit system, even though it was like, they consider it a 16-bit system. Like, if I split the consoles up into all these small categories based on their specs and stuff like that, there'd be too many playlists. So pretty much, it's easier just to go by date. Like, so for instance, contemporary games is like 1996 and beyond. Like 16-bit generation is like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, etc., which would probably be like 1989 to 1995 kind of era of anything that came out. And then anything before 1991 goes back to the beginning of gaming. Anything that came out before then would be the 8-bit playlist. So there you go, you got contemporary games, 16-bit and 8-bit games, and if you want an idea, check out the playlist, because like I said, I know not all of you are into new gaming and not all of you are into older gaming. So you can pick what videos you want to watch based on what you're interested in, because that's one of the things I wanted to kind of explain, because I know if you just look at my playlist, it shows what I've put in order, and like sometimes I'll put in a bunch of contemporary games at one time, so it might look like all I do is play contemporary games, and it's not like that. It's just sometimes it's easier to record contemporary games all at one time, just like it would be to do an older game. So make sure that you check the playlist. There's stuff there that you might like, and there's a playlist of stuff that you might not like. Check out the playlist so you can pick like the things that you're into. And I'm sorry, like I kind of repeat myself or stutter or stumble. This is kind of fairly new. I kind of feel like I'm reading a paper in front of a class. It's super awkward. And then the last list, it used to be called Mikey's Video Game Theater, but I changed it to Mikey's Nerdtastic Theater. And the reason why I did that, because some of the videos may not always be video game related. For instance, I put a pilot preview of the real Ghostbusters on my channel. But anyway, Mikey's Nerdtastic Theater is basically like mostly like when I play a game and I don't show you the cutscenes, but I think the cutscenes are worthwhile to watch, but they aren't good for a commentary video. So I kind of add like the cutscenes on the Nerdtastic Theater, so I'm not over talking the cutscenes. You can just watch them, and it's not like a commentary video. It's a completely different thing. So you have that available to you, so maybe you can get more experience from the game, because sometimes the cutscenes are an important part of the game, but if I'm talking over it, you're not going to get everything out of it, especially if I just want to show you what the game's like. That's Steve Benway to say. He just wants to show you what the game looks like. If you haven't checked out his channel, do so. So that's pretty much it for Mikey's Nerdtastic Theater. So now to the other part of my channel. The main reason why I do this channel is for the community aspect. I like watching your videos, I like commenting on your videos, and I'm excited every morning to see if you guys left me comments or replied to the comments I put on your videos. I'm sharing my gaming experiences with you, and I would like to see comments and stuff like that. I'm not doing any of this for profit, and I will never do it just for profit. I enjoy doing this. There's nothing wrong with making money on YouTube, and maybe later down the line I might, if I had a lot of people, I might put some videos up for profit, but that's not why I do this. That would just be an addition. A lot of these people on YouTube like end up begging for subscriptions and likes and stuff like that just so they can make money off of YouTube. Not everybody that makes money off of YouTube is making their channels just for YouTube, and most of the people in the gaming community like that might be YouTube partners are doing it for their love of games, not for their love of money. Basically what I'm saying is, when I say like and subscribe, it's because I want this channel to get to as many people as possible, so as many people as possible can leave comments, and I can communicate, and we can help each other's channels out and have a community aspect, because like I said, we all have gaming in common, and it's cool to have different opinions and stuff like that to create this community aspect, and that's why I started this, to share experiences, my personal experiences gaming, things I want to share, stuff like that. Around this time of last year is when I started these videos, so I'm fairly new. I've only been doing this for a year, and I know there's some of you have started out and are kind of feeling like what it's like to record a video, trying to find a voice and stuff like that. I know I'm still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Like, this video right here is kind of hard for me. This is fairly new. I don't really do these videos where I talk, so I'm kind of shy, and that's why I'm kind of pausing sometimes to kind of think about what I'm going to say. So, that being said, like, let's help each other out. Like, if you like doing this as much as I do, just for the community aspect, and keeping in touch and talking and leaving comments and stuff like that, do it. Let's help each other's channels out. I would love to do collaborations. I'd love to do shout-outs to help out each other's channels, and I would just love to comment back and forth and talk about games, you know? That's why I'm here. Another thing that you guys can do is, I have a list of consoles, and if there's a game that you want me to play on the list, on any of the consoles that are listed, send me a message on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, and I'll be more than happy to play that game for you. That way I won't have to try to figure out what to play. It's less stress for me. But yeah, like, it's a community aspect. I'm showing you guys something that you want to watch, and I enjoy playing games and commenting and, like, again, the whole community aspect. And I'll let you know if I don't have the game or if I can't play it, etc. So yeah, you have that option. But I want to leave with, like, an open tag. So basically, my question is, like, what kind of gamer were you between the years 1977 to 1983? Like, were you just interested in gaming? Were you a gamer? And what kind? Were you a console gamer, or were you a arcade kind of person? And what compelled you about it? Like, what made you make that choice? Like, why weren't you interested in games back then? Or what made you interested in games? What made you interested in arcade games versus console games then? And I feel like that's a good time frame. And like I said, like me, if you weren't born then, and you know what kind of games are out back then, what kind of gamer do you think you would be? I'll answer my own open tag saying, I don't really think that I would be into console gaming all that much. Now, I say console gaming, I think I would really like the arcade scene, because I really do like old school arcade games and stuff like that. They just feel good, they're perfect and stuff like that. And I don't think the majority of, like, games on the Atari 2600 had that same arcade feel and experience. Like, the best Atari 2600 games, in my opinion, are usually the games that are very simplistic and have, like, that are just basically score based. Like, I played, like, this game that tried to be more complicated than it needed to be, Robot Tank. You can check out that video. And it tried to be more than what Battlezone was, which was just trying to gain a score and shooting tanks, and that's what made it good. It was simple, it was fun, and then Robot Tank tried to add darkness and all this, like, stuff like inclement weather and something. I'm like, dude, it's an Atari 2600 game, just make it simple. And I noticed, like, there's a lot of broken games on, like, those consoles. I mean, granted, like, the NES, the Genesis, and Super NES, PlayStation 3, even to this day, all have their bad games, but there are a lot of games, in my opinion, that aren't very good at all on the most retro consoles, and I think that's why a lot of the homebrew community now are remaking games and stuff like that. So I think I would be more in the arcade game, like, and I do like games on the Atari 2600, but I think they put more effort into arcade games than they did in consoles back then. I think that's why they came out with the seal of approval, even though it didn't really, like, solve the problem of bad games ever coming out. But I think it nipped it in the bud a lot. And I think that's kind of why the video game crash happened, because they were just pumping out really bad games a lot of times. Sometimes more games than they actually had consoles. But yeah, I think I would be interested in gaming, but I don't think I'd consider myself a gamer. Like, I think the most fun I would have would be going to arcade. I don't think I would be a gamer until, like, the Commodore 64 era, when things started feeling more like the arcade and it could do more, because they just, like, the games that tried to be complex on the on the Atari 2600, which I'm talking about most because it's the most retro console I have the most experience on, because that's the first console I ever owned. Is that, like, I think when they try to make them too complex, the system just wasn't meant for that sort of thing. And I think there's a lot of broken games, but there are really awesome games like Battlezone, for instance. And I played this game, I believe it was called Demon Attack, and it was like a simple game where you shot down, like, they look like mana rays, but they're supposed to be demons, and that game was super fun. I liked it a lot, and because it kept it simple, it was fun, it controlled well, and you could, all you did basically, your goal was to get a high score. That worked. I hope that all makes sense. That's like my first open tag, and I know it's kind of like spazzy because I'm trying to think about what to say, but it'll get better with time. This is a new kind of video. I've only posted like 2 or 3 of these, so I promise. But I would really prefer video responses for my open tags. So anyway, for all those that have video game channels, like, keep it up. Your channels are awesome. Everybody I've subscribed to, I really like your channels. Like, otherwise I wouldn't subscribe to them. And if I leave comments, I'm being sincere. I'm not just doing that just to make you come on my channel. Like, I enjoy all your channels, and keep up the good work. I look forward to your videos, like, all the time. Like, I really don't watch TV. I watch your guys' videos, and I enjoy commenting, and I enjoy getting comments back. I hope that my videos are as entertaining as your videos are to me. So, yeah, like, thank you for watching. I hope that this wasn't too, like, scattered brain or whatever, and I hope you enjoy my channel, and I look forward to contributing more and evolving this channel into something really cool. And thank you guys who have all subscribed and supported me. And for people who are new to my channel or new to watching this, like, feel free to comment and contribute and stuff like that. Like, I love this community, this gaming community, and I like being part of it, and the more people, the better. Like I said, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not making any money off of this. It's cool for the people that do. But when I say subscribe and like, it's just to get more exposure and to just help each other out and be able to enjoy each other's channels and contribute. So I'm basically saying the same things over and over again. So thanks for watching.